Hey guys, this is a first video on this channel. I'm a little sick. We're gonna do the story of my mouse testimony today, and you'll understand what that means in a minute. So the story of the mouse starts when I was in Young Life camp about probably 6 months ago, and this is the first camp that I had ever been to, like a ministry camp, and I was being a camp counselor, and I was having a hard day because I have a history of putting too much pressure on myself to perform, and so I was up to a point where I was so pressured I was getting like anxious and depressed over it, and all of a sudden I see this big mouse run across the sidewalk, and I thought it was a bug. I thought it was a huge bug, so I got excited. I ran up to it, and I saw it was a mouse, and it was in this place where it was really easy for me to pick up. So it like was in a corner, and it was shaking, and I reached my hand up to it, and it bit me on the finger, and so I pulled back, and then I put my hand close, but not up to it, and then a little nearer, and I let it kind of smell my hand, and then I put my hand a little bit nearer, and it climbed right up on my hand. I didn't even try to catch it or anything, but it trusted me, and I soon found out why it was trusting me. It was because, I think it was because it had no other choice. I looked at its neck, and it had a big gash in its neck, and so I just held it, and I felt so sad that it was in pain, and I felt God's presence as He had given me this little mouse. In the middle of my hard day, He let me have empathy for this small creature, and so I bit off a piece of my apple that I had, and I gave it to the mouse. And when the mouse started eating it, I had a joy that I could only imagine is like the joy that the Father has when we first accept the gifts that He gives to us and start taking and eating what is good for us from His hand, instead of the sinful things that hurt us that we actually want to eat before we know Him. So I was sitting here with two of my friends and holding this mouse, and I ended up sitting there with it for like 15 minutes, and I started to feel God. I started to feel Him with His hands around me, just like my hands were around the mouse. And it was as if, all of it was happening simultaneously. Like, I was having this hard day, and I had to be cared for, and so God was holding me, but He also put the mouse in my hands. And He said, I want you to take part in this and to see my heart. And that was a really, really special moment, just feeling that. And then, on the side, I was sitting right in front of this barn where they were preaching, and through the doors, the preaching was loud, and I could hear the sermon, and it was something I needed to hear that day. I forgot what it was, but that was pretty cool too. So that's pretty much it. That's the mouse testimony. That's a little piece of God's heart, and there will be more videos like this coming soon. Thank you for watching, and if you're if you belong to the Lord, then you're my brother, my sister. So thank you.